My name's Isaac Pedroza. This is Garvey Ranch Park. Used to be known as Sticks from Lomas. Some people still know me as that, but I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, man. I follow Jesus now. I'm 9 years old. I was already started backing up the neighborhood, and I was already involved with, the gang stuff and all that, and that's basically been my life, man, since up until like 2013.
You have an extensive adult arrest record,
Yeah.
but this started when you was a juvenile.
Oh yeah,
So let's start with some of the stuff that you got caught up with as a juvenile before we get to the main stuff.
Juvenile was like GTA, joyriding, stealing a stereo, stuff like that. I went to juvenile hall and group homes, and then I ended up in Nevada and ROP. It was like a boot camp type setting, and I ended up AWOLing at the age of 16 in 1994, and I came back to my neighborhood. They were looking for me and all that. They were raiding, houses and stuff. So I ended up leaving to Mexicali. My brother got busted for something that he did, and then I came back, and that's when I got arrested for the first time as an adult, but I was only 16. It was a bogus kidnap case. Some dude was giving us a ride, and someone threw his gun out. The cops ended up convincing that dude to say that somebody kidnapped him, that we kidnapped him. And it was just a possession of a firearm, but we fought that case and we beat it. And then I got out and I got busted for a robbery December 5th, 1995.
So that was your first visit to state prison?
Yeah. I was out 7 months. I got busted June 97 for a robbery. And I think I only got like 2 years. I got out in 98, November 98. Then I was out for like 4 months. Did a straight year violation, got out in 2000. And then I got busted, I think, for a possession of a firearm at the mall, Montebello Town Center. Got out 2002. And then that was the first time I ever stayed out for a whole year, man. If you look at all the time that I've done, I never stayed out for longer than a year since I was 11, 12 years old, man. November 2007, 2003, man. We won a high-speed chase, man. And I just seen the Alhambra PD behind me. And, we got guns in the car and everything. I'm like, I could go that way or I could jump onto the 710. And I didn't know that he couldn't cross over at the time. So instead of if I would have kept going, I would have been straight. But instead, I just stepped on it and I jumped onto the 710. High-speed chase, man. I got away. I was hiding for like 45 minutes, me and my little homie. And somebody ended up telling on us. And they got us, but...
So you were able to evade successfully from the police?
Yes. I got away, broad daylight, bro. Broad daylight. When I got busted later, it was an Asian dude. He goes, "Damn, where you learn how to drive like that?" Like, you already know, man. Train for this, yo. Possession of a firearm, felony evading, I think endangerment or something like that. They dropped everything except for the felony evading, and I got 3280 for that. And I ended up maxing out on that. Picked up another case in Centinela 2 months to my release date, man. That was a rough one, man. Like, I was going home, getting 2 months to go to home, and I'm like, mentally preparing. I'm already thinking about where I'm gonna go eat and all that, and then boom, I got caught slipping, man, with a weapon in my shoe, and that was it, man. Took me to the hole, picked another case. I could have got like 8-10 years for that weapon, man. But by God's grace, man, 2 years with half they offered me. I went to Tehachapi. My points shot up to level 4. Went to Tehachapi 180. Got into some stuff there. Went to the hole there. Went to New Corcoran. Then in New Corcoran, that's when I told you they cracked the door open, man. January 1st, 2008. On February 14th, on Valentine's Day, I go to see my parole officer. I walk into the office, and there was 2 homicide detectives, a green jacket, like, you know, a gang unit, and you know, my PO, and I'm like, what the hell's going on, man? Like, so I sit down, and they start trying to question me, man. They started trying to question me about this murder that happened in 1998, and because their intentions, their motives, man, there was something else, man. You know, I'm not gonna really speak on that, but their motives, there was other factors, other people that they, you know, it wasn't just me. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't cooperate with them, and they put the cuffs on me, man, and then they arrested me for murder.
They were trying to prevent Eulalio Lalo Martinez from being released because he was considered the main suspect in this 1998 murder, and your name and a couple other names got caught up in that homicide.
Pretty much something like that. They pretty much, it wasn't just, I mean, I'm sure they wanted me too. They wanted whoever the hell they could get, but their intentions it was clear, man. It was clear what they were doing, man. And I was pro-per. So
In the beginning.
So,
and for those who don't know, explain what pro-per means.
pro-per is also known as a pro se litigant, self-represented defendant. It's basically,
You're basically your own defense attorney. You're in there acting as the attorney.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of the criminal justice system looks down at pro-per defendants.
Oh yeah, heavily, man, because they look at it like they went to law school, they paid their dues, and then you got this gang member, this whoever the hell he thinks he is, thinking he can just come in here and practice law like if he did what we did, and they don't like that, man.
Now, when you were able to successfully get out of Bowers Court into Kathleen Kennedy's court, you were pro-per at that time also, right?
Yeah,
Now that's pretty amazing that you filed the right motions to get out of this one guy's court that he wasn't feeling you, to get into another court.
That's why I'm saying it wasn't me. That's how I know there's no way in my own power that I could have got out of if you look it up, you cannot. It's very hard to get out of a courtroom, man. You can't just say, oh, I don't like this court, let's go over here. You can't just do that, man. And for me to successfully do it on my own, show that it didn't happen on my own. I'm here to tell you that, man, God worked it out, man. He gave me whatever wisdom I needed to do what I needed to do, but it was all him, man. And I ended up in the so-called worst courtroom in that. After him, they put me in the worst courtroom, man.
Yeah, you went from a bad courtroom
to
an
worse.
even worse courtroom. You three guys have your cases tried in the court separately, right?
Yeah,
Eventually.
tried, yeah. Well, yeah, it started out together, and then they split the cases up.
And you were found guilty. Garavay was found guilty, but Lalo got a hung jury, a mistrial, or hung jury.
Yeah.
He got a hung jury. So let's fast forward.
We put all our focus, all our energy, all our prayers into a retrial motion.
Normally, a lot of these retrial motions are filed after you get sent to state prison. You got to do this from state prison.
Sometimes, most retrial motions are actually filed as soon as you get convicted. You got to put it in. Most people put it in right away.
But it's not going to stop you from getting sent to state prison. The retrial motion is normally not something that's going to keep you in the county jail the whole time.
It depends on the judge too, because a judge could say, okay, you go ahead and we're going to go ahead and sentence some, but you can file your retrial motion. You know, like.
So my question is, what prevented the judge from sentencing you while you were doing your retrial motion?
She pretty much granted us the time that we needed to prepare the motion. And there was a lot of, during the time it was like holidays. So I think she went on vacation. There was like things that happened that caused it to stretch out for like about 9 months, 8-9 months. Because my trial motion didn't get granted till January of 2013. And I got convicted in April of 2012.
So then she answers it in your favor.
Answers it in my favor.
Surprisingly.
Having it overturned was a miracle, bro.
Okay, so now you're bracing for a second murder trial.
Now I'm thinking, okay, second murder trial. As soon as we got that trial grant, the trial motion granted, my attorney found a case law, Hudson versus Louisiana, 1981 case, and he tells me, "This is your ticket home." He goes, "This is almost identical to your case." He goes, "They can't retry you. They can't retry you." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" it's double jeopardy. And I'm like, what do you mean it's double jeopardy? They can't retry you. They cannot use any of that. If the judge granted you a retrial, means that the evidence that was used against you was insufficient, and they cannot use that anymore. They cannot retry you, because if that's the case, she should never have granted it in the first place. Why is she gonna go forth with a new trial? So when she seen the motion, when she seen that case law, there was no way around it, man, unless she was gonna be dirty and grimy, which she wasn't, man, thank God. And she followed the law. It's ironic, man, because the law actually, I was fighting the law, man. I was pro-per. I was getting done dirty by the law, and then the laws will set me free, man. If she knew that I was gonna be able to be retried, maybe she wouldn't have granted that motion. Not to change the subject, but that's why I thank God for the forgiveness of sins, man, because when he forgives you, he forgave you. Either Jesus paid for your sin or you paid for your sins. I did reach a point where I wanted to reach out to the mom. The other, I know the like the brothers and the dad, I could kind of tell that they just hated me, man. Like, and I'm not mad at them. Like, I understand, man. I never held, and I can't speak to them, so it was hard, man. I'm the type of dude, like, I need to express myself. If I feel something I need to say it, and not being able to say it, it sucked, man, having to walk in that courtroom and look at that older lady. She was an older lady. I'm looking at her like, that could be my mom. That could have been me that died, and that's my mom sitting there wanting this dude to get convicted. You know what I'm saying? So I understood all that, but having God in my life and having, you know, him softening up my heart, I wanted to reach out to her. I wanted to write her a letter. But that letter, if I would have wrote, I couldn't speak to her from my heart. Without them, they could have used that letter against me, in other words.
So if you could talk to his mom right now, what would you say to her?
Man, I would just, if I can speak just to her, I want to give her a hug, man. I tell her that I feel her pain, man, and that even though she lost a son and a lot of, you know, you can't change none of that, man, but a lot of good has came out of that tragedy, man. Like, I believe ultimately, man, a lot of souls even have gotten saved and will be saved, and a lot of good has come out of that, man, because it's changed me, man. It's changed me, and with me, my life, justice is a mercy of God, man. It's justice and mercy, man. And God is a merciful God. He's a forgiving God. But a family, unless they have God in their lives themselves, because I've seen like Christian women or men that they forgive the person that did it, or whoever's accused of doing it or whatever. And, you know, for their good, they let it go, man. They forgive them, and they let it go, and then they move on. They even pray for the person, you know. So
you're hoping that she's from that cloth, right?
Yeah, like if that was, if I knew it was like that, like it'd be different, man. But I wouldn't even want to open up that kind of worms like that, man. Like, maybe in the future, but I probably wouldn't want to do that, because I kind of know the family, and like the brother's a cop, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you know, but my heart goes out to him, man. Like God bless him, man, and you know, when we get to where you know, to our destinations, man, like God's the one that we gotta answer to, man, and I thank God for his mercy and his grace.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched, and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.